Hello, Brady Jacob here. Welcome to our 100th episode of Wednesdays with Jacob. I just want to thank you guys so much. We have come so far in this past year and a half. It is my honor. I just want to thank you guys so much. So this is for you guys, a Q&A as requested. So please sit back and enjoy the show. And I assure you, I've got answers. All right, here's our first question. What is your favorite part about the Enid SPCA? I think my favorite part about the Enid SPCA is seeing these animals come in and have their life completely reformed, so we've had animals that come in with like limbs missing or have sicknesses, and our awesome medical staff just completely turns them around. It's almost amazing. Number 2, how did you get involved in the Enid SPCA, and would you want to work with animals in the future? Well, how I got involved with animals period starts back in Wichita when I was around 5 years old. In Wichita they have a ton of like animal organizations. They have the Sedgwick County Zoo. They have the Great Plains Nature Center. That was my favorite place to go as a kid. That's where I learned all the stuff I have now. They have, the Exploration Place has an animal program. So I kind of learned there, and I've always really loved animals. And how I got involved was, we moved here when I was around 11, but I did not meet the age requirement for the SPCA. So I waited until my 13th birthday, and I've been working here since July 6th of 2015. And I would like to work with animals in the future. If my dream job would be able to like go around the country and like film and tour zoos and shelters and stuff and just show them on TV. That'd be like my dream. What's the most important thing you've learned since working at the Enid SPCA shelter? It takes a team, and it takes everybody helping out, because even if we're just a person short, the whole day is thrown into chaos, which shows you how crucial every person is within a rescue organization. How would your viewers feel about learning more about shelter cats and dogs, such as the urban myths that surround them, like the FIV myth? Well, I think that's a very good question, and that's one of the reasons I created this show, was to educate people on what is like fake and what is real. Because here at the shelter, I'll take the FIV cat thing for instance. They can live healthy, long lives. It just means their immune systems are a little whacked up. And for the dogs, the rumors and myths that pit bulls are all vicious and they have no happiness isn't really true. Yes, they have a side that is pugnacious, but all you have to do is like train them well, and they can be excellent dogs. What advice would you give someone who just found a litter of kittens abandoned? First of all, I love how everybody in the community is stepping up and taking these kittens to us instead of leaving them there or even just trying to take care of themselves. As much as we appreciate this, sometimes if you see a litter abandoned without a mama, it means the mama just stepped out for a few minutes and left the kittens there in a safe spot or to get food for the kittens. So my advice to you would be, keep them there, and if they're still there like a day later and they look like they're sick or something, take them to the vet or the SPCA shelter. What is your favorite Happy Tales story at the SPCA? My favorite story had to be about a dog who was here a few years ago named Lizzie, and she was a Chihuahua mix, and she only had 3 legs, and for some reason she had bad luck with owners. The first one realized that they were allergic to dogs, the second one had to give her up for financial purposes, and she went through 5 homes before she finally found the perfect one. And she was always depressed, but the moment she just found this owner, she just was not depressed anymore, and she was happy, and that was like one of the best moments here I can remember. Did you grow up with dogs or cats? If so, how do you think growing up with animals benefits children? I did grow up with dogs. I had a German Shepherd from age 5 to 13, and I rescued my lab Bella when I was 11, and then we adopted a pit bull when I was 14. I would definitely recommend, oh hello cat, getting animals for your children, not just because it teaches them responsibility, but in the animal society, they know the difference between fact and fiction. Like for instance, if you get them a pit bull, they're going to be bonded with that pit bull, and they're going to know that, okay, pit bulls aren't, vicious, because they have learned through their experiences. Same with FIV cats. If you give them an FIV cat, they're going to realize, oh, this isn't true. And I think that's really good, because sometimes it's not just ignorance in people, they truly don't know. And I think that really does help them educate themselves from a young age. Are you accepting volunteers? Yes, we are always accepting volunteers at all times. In fact, we are starting to have more orientations for volunteers, so if you're interested, please come on down. How did you get started doing Wednesdays with Jacob? Well, it started a few years ago. I did a lot of public speaking contests around Enid through 4-H and other organizations like that, and I played it on one of them on my phone just to myself for some reason. I still don't even remember, and someone caught it and said, could you just do a quick video for us to do the home show. And I did it, and it went so well, and we got so much money, they had me do another video, and I kind of cracked a joke saying we might as well just call it Wednesdays with Jacob. And it was just kind of born then, and we did it every week, and it's brought money to the SPCA thanks to you guys, so that's kind of how it happened. How long have you been volunteering? I've been volunteering at Humane Societies since age 6. I started in Pratt, Kansas, and in the rural areas of Kansas there is some, animal abuse, just like Oklahoma. It's not as bad as Oklahoma, but there's still a moderate amount of abuse. And I've been doing it ever since then. I've helped, small rescues, like wherever we've lived, because we moved around a lot when I was a kid. I'd always try to help rescues with adoption events. So this year, I think I'd be volunteering around 11 years. So thank you guys so much for your questions. I hope it answered for you. I just want to thank you guys so much. It's my honor to do this for you guys. It's been an amazing 2 years. And in fact, I do want to thank some people. First of all, I want to thank our wonderful camerawoman, Megan, who's doing this right now. She's been with us since January, and she's been doing an excellent job editing, as you can probably tell. Also want to thank, Vicki and the employees here for, doing interviews with me and for, putting up with my filming, because I have a lot of respect for the people here. And just, I just want to tell everybody, if you want to make a difference, you can, because before I did this, we weren't even planning on doing something like this. That's the great thing. And I actually came here to learn vet tech stuff and then turned around and did media. That's the beauty of it. So if you guys just follow whatever makes you happy, because you never know who can help. What is the working relationship between the Enid SPCA and Animal Control?
Well, Jacob, the Enid SPCA and Animal Control have the same goal and mission, become a 90% live release community by 2025. So we're working together very heavily to get there. They are very strongly committed to that as much as we are. Our jobs within our community are a little bit different.
Yeah.
What they're required to do as animal control is different than what we do as a nonprofit animal shelter. But together, I think that we cover a lot of the need within our community. So that is really a good, solid working relationship.
Okay. How close is Enid to being a no-kill community by 2025?
Well,
I think we're getting there.
We're very close. Now, one thing that the community has to understand is 90% live release rate is considered no kill. So last year we were at 86%. So we're very, very close.
Yeah.
To reaching that pinnacle. This has been a really, really tough summer. There are so many dogs being surrendered to animal control, and puppies being born, and
kittens being born.
Oh my goodness, and kittens, absolutely. And that just makes our task that much more difficult. So spay, neuter, spay, neuter, spay, neuter. If you have an animal out there that is not altered, please, please, please get your pet spayed or neutered. There are programs to help you do that. You can reach out to us and ask us what you can do to get that done if you aren't in our community. There are other organizations within other communities that can help you get that done. Google low-cost spay neuters for your area to find out what those are. It's so difficult to try to bridge that gap when for every one that we adopt out, 10 more are born. And literally that is the problem that we're facing. In the United States alone, for every one human child that is born, there are 13 cats or puppies being born. There's no way that each household could house 13 animals per human in that household to cover that gap. So we have got to stop allowing unwanted breeding. Just really seriously think about, besides the health benefits for your pet, it's just benefits for our community.
Okay. Next question. Is Jacob related to Vicki, the board members, or anybody who works at the SPCA? No. In fact, when I started working here, I didn't know anybody from Adam. But there seems to be a theory going around that you and I are related.
Yeah, well, I just want to say thank you, Enid America, for that, because Jacob is half the age of my daughter. So that must mean I look young enough to have him as a son. But no, Jacob is, he's an adopted son for many of us, because he has been with us for for about 3 years now. So we definitely claim him as our own.
But there's no biological connection between Vicky or Krissa or anybody on the board. We're just all a work family.
Absolutely.
How many animals have been rescued since the beginning of the show? Well, we actually tallied it up, and it comes down to around over 2,000 animals.
About 2,200 to be exact.
Oh, well, I
so
have that wrong.
to be a little bit closer. Oh, you were good though.
Oh.
It is over 2,000.
Yeah. Who pays for sick animals when they are sick or when they are injured? Well, we get from the community a lot of donations. Sometimes we have donors come forward, so thank you guys so much. As we've stated before, we don't get money from the city, the state, or the main ASPCA chain, so we are an all donation funded program.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes we have to look at every case when it comes in to see if it's something that we can feasibly handle financially. So we just thank our community so much for rallying behind some of these animals, because without you and your support, we would not be able to do the things that we do.
Are all pit bulls bad? The short answer, no. There's no bad pit bulls, only bad people who train bad pit bulls. Because if you give them love and care and you kind of show them the way, they're fine. But, you know, if you train them to be aggressive, they will be aggressive.
Well, and let me just say, this question comes from a viewer who came in last week and said, "Oh my gosh, we just absolutely love Wednesdays with Jacob." And I said, "Well, have you submitted your question?" So they submitted a question when they were here, and so Terry wanted to know, are all pit bulls bad? And Jacob's right. No, they're not. And in fact, pit bulls are not actually a breed. First, let's get that out there. Pit bulls are a mixture of very many different bully breed dogs. So, so no, they are not all bad. Some breeds by genetics are a little bit more reactive than others. So we do run across that, but you know, pit bulls can be the most loving, affectionate, wonderful family dogs. So the answer to that is no. No, Terry, they're not.
But thank you for the question. Thank you for your viewership. The last question is, what is a pet partner?
Well, for many of you, you've been seeing that over the last several months. We are trying to get that program out there and developed. And it is actually an ESPCA pet partner. And that is a part of our monthly giving program. The truth of the matter is that the Enid SPCA has approximately 200 animals in our care financially that we are responsible for, some in foster care, some here, at any given time. That's the average number of animals that we have. And the cost to care for each one of those animals is on average about $150 a month. So sometimes that doesn't even cover the adoption fee. And for a lot of these animals, we transport them out because if we can get some animals transported out to other locations within the United States where they can get a home very quickly, that just opens up space here for us to take in more animals who are in need. So we don't receive any kind of an adoption fee for those animals. So for the pet partners, this is a way for our community to get behind us, to help bridge that gap between the money that we're making on adoption fees and regular types of donations to the cost, what it costs us to survive and to keep the doors open. So if if we could get 1,000 people to donate $10 a month on a regular basis, that would totally bridge that gap. And then the money that we raised in some of our special events and fundraising could go towards improvements, or, you know, the new washing machine that we're trying to get because we're limping along with the one that we have, or the floors in the back that would need to be re-epoxied and painted. And, you know, I mean, there are just so many things that we try to limp along on because we spend so much of our funding directly towards the animals. So so that is exactly what the Enid Pet Partners is. It is having you partner with us so that we don't have to worry about paying the bills, and that our focus can be on taking care of the animals. And with your help, we can take care and reach out to more animals than we can today.
Thank you so much for being with us, sitting down, answering some questions. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jacob. You know, we are so grateful to have Jacob as a part of the Enid SPCA team, and so grateful to have you as part of the family.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's it for today's guy. Hope you guys enjoyed our wonderful 100th episode Q&A. I just want to thank you guys so much, because it is like the best time of my week when I sit down and write an episode, or when I'm filming a tidbit of one of the animals to show you guys. It is just my joy, so thank you guys so much, and as always, may the first be with you.